Good morning, everyone. How are we doing today on this thoughtful Tuesday? Today is Tuesday, September 19th, 2023, and you are tuning in live to News in Motion here at 7:25 a.m. Or if you are catching the replay, whether that be in the afternoon, the evening, or near the nighttime, we just want to say thank you for tuning in and supporting News in Motion for all that you do. Whether you are tuning in on a audio or podcast platform, we just want to say thank you for turning those dials to Hot 97 News in Motion. For our streaming platforms, if you are tuning in through YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn, we just want to say thank you for watching and tuning in and supporting Miss Gail Deli for your relevant commentary and call to action news. Like I said, today is Tuesday. It could be Thoughtful Tuesday, Thankful Tuesday. So let us know. Or if you remember from the Young People Takeover, let's talk about it Tuesday. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about what we are going to discuss on the news today. I see Miss Marianne Jackson tuning in through YouTube. Good morning, Miss Shardinia, who is also tuning in through Facebook. Good morning, Camille Jones. Good morning to my mama, Miss Latrice Jones. Good morning, Miss Adrian, who is tuning in through YouTube. Good morning, Miss Hester Jackson, tuning in through Facebook. Good morning, Miss Gwendolyn Wright, tuning in through LinkedIn. Miss Shirley Nicholson tuning in through Facebook. Y'all are coming up in here. I love that. So, without further delay, hold on, before we get to that, Fred Jones says it's Victory Tuesday. Here we go. Yes, shout out to the Pittsburgh Steelers who defeated the Cleveland Browns last night in a very close game. A very close game indeed last night. So, without further delay, y'all know what we do here. Let's get ready for some news in motion.
News in motion.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. There's something about that transition in that music. I'm like, yeah, let's get it on. Like I'm at the club or something, but I'm not. I'm here ready to shout out the rest of you that are in here. I love what Isaiah's doing. Let me tell y'all about this young man real quick. I told y'all in the beginning when we returned that he now has a job. You know, I'm not going to say real job because he had a real job with News in Motion. This young man, he was like, I'm gonna make this work. And he has been making it work. I absolutely love it. All right, Kim Edmondson's in here. I see you, Fred Jones. I thought about you last night when I was calling my dad when the Steelers, when the guy threw a pass early on in second quarter, and the Steelers, the guy caught it and he like made it past some tackles and made it into the end zone. I called my dad. And immediately I thought about you. I said, I know Fred Jones is probably tearing that house up. Latrice is probably trying to calm him down. But I called my dad, and my dad, don't know, is 87, 88. And I said, oh, Dad, how did he let that happen? He goes, I don't know, but I'm going to bed. I said, no, you're going to bed because you're tired. You're 88 years old. But he loves his Browns, but he was so like just deflated. Like, what is happening here? I see you, Dr. Antoinette. I see you, Robert Holman. I see you, Lori Wallace. I see you, Deborah Johnson. I see my brother rolling up in here as well. Y'all are really Steeler Nation up in here. I see. Okay. Y'all, let's get to today's headlines. So much is going on. And I want to start with the COVID numbers and vaccines. I know y'all like, you're really not about to do that. Yes, I really am about to do that. First, I want to show y'all the COVID tracker. We were able to grab that off of the CDC website. So if Isaiah can put that up, if he can see that, the COVID tracker, this is from the CDC. So it's not like anything we should really be concerned with. The hospitalizations are up about 8.7%. Deaths are up, I don't even like saying it that way, 4.5%. And then vaccines, you see the total number of vaccines up until this point. This number does not include the current booster that is available. But I just wanted to show y'all those numbers. Thank you, Isaiah, because I don't want us to be overly concerned, but we should be concerned. So it's not like it was in 2020 or 2021 or even early 2022, but I wanted to at least inform you all. So, what should you know about the new COVID booster? I did do some research on that. When are they available? And this is coming from NPR, who put this amazing timeline together. Well, they're available now. Okay, so if you're interested in it, will they protect against the newest COVID variants? The answer there is yes. They're talking about the current circulating strands, including the BA 2.86, a new strand that authorities began tracking in August, and that's really where those numbers that you see that are increasing. How long will the protection last? If you get the booster, this current booster, it'll last likely. Now, this is the first time I saw the word likely for a few months. So it's up to you. Again, you have to do what's best for you and your body. Who should definitely get this booster? They're saying anyone over 65 years old should definitely get this booster. Anyone who has a weakened immune system should get this booster. Let's see. They said, or certain other medical conditions such as chronic lung disease, obesity, advanced diabetes, or kidney disease. And they said also pregnant women should get this shot as well. Now, then they ask if I'm healthy and under 65, do I really need to get it? They're like, it's not urgent, but experts says that anyone who is eligible should get boosted. They also pointed out the fact that many people in the hospitals, doctors and physicians, they're now toying with or thinking through, I shouldn't say toying with, thinking through, should they go back to the N95 mask? They're saying, but a lot of the physicians and nurses and so forth saying those things are hard to wear for an entire shift. So that's a conversation that's going on as well. And my thing is, if I see them doing it, they know something that I don't know. So I'm gonna pay attention to that. They're saying if you're in crowded rooms, if you wear a mask and it can just be a regular mask, you should be okay. Um, if you're in packed auditoriums, they're talking about games, football games, soccer games, and such. They said, be smart with it. And then what's the recommendation for kids? The Center for Disease Control and Prevention recommends that shots for kids ages 6 months and up. That's out there. When should you get boosted? They're saying at least it's been at least 2 months since the last. If it's been at least 2 months since your last booster, you're good to go ahead and do that. I think I've been like 6 or 7 months at this point. Do you have to pay? And they say it depends. They said most insurance are paying for them. Most there's different clinics and hospitals and things like that are just doing them. There's some drive-through things that are coming up again that are doing them. So just so much is out there. Just read what's happening in your area and do what's best for you. All right, so I got that out the way. I wanted to give all that to you because it is out here. All right, y'all, from the White House. As you all know, there was a statement from President Joe Biden on the return of American detainees from Iran. There were five, and they swapped for five here in the U.S. Now, what's real interesting, the five from Iran got on that plane, we out, we free, we out, we getting dressed, we're gone. Well, the five from the U.S., three of them are like, I'm staying here. I'm like, what? So you made this thing and you're going to just stay here with it? It's like, what's going on here? And why are we doing that? So they're just staying here. And then there was also $6 billion that was a part of the release of the those who were detained. Now, what's interesting, I won't read the thing, but this was a high stakes prisoner swap. And then Secretary of State Anthony Blinken said, from day one of this administration, the president and I have made it clear that we have no higher priority than the safety and security of U.S. citizens at home and abroad. Under President Biden's leadership, we have now secured the release of more. I want y'all to get this number. Since the Biden administration has taken over, we have secured the release of more than 30 wrongfully detained Americans around the world. He goes on to say, I am grateful to everyone from the State Department and across the government who worked tirelessly to bring home our U.S. citizens. We will not rest until we have brought home every wrongfully detained American. I see you, Karen. I'll come back to that in a moment. And then he just wanted to thank everybody who helped the negotiations. And the negotiations were really negotiated from Qatar, and Switzerland because of the not so good blood between the US and Iran. So that's what's happening there. So it's interesting. So pay attention to that. So they are being released. They're trying to get more release and more negotiations will go forward. So I wanted to make sure I put that out there. But I thought it was very interesting that three of the ones that were released in the US said, no, I ain't going back there. I'm staying right here. It's like, what? Can you do that? Don't we need to send you up out of here? Like, why were you detained in the first place? Let's start there. Let's talk about that and see what's going on. So much is there. Dr. Antoinette said, we're back in mask at my office. Okay, so that's happening. I see you, Judy Neal. Good morning to you. Regina Shorts, good morning to you as well. Rosanna Bibbins, good morning to you. And then Karen said, but what are the, I can't read that. What are the, I don't know what that says, term effects on the kids with these boosters? I have no idea. That's a good question. We can look that up as well and try to get back to you all with that answer. And then Rosanna said she's never stopped wearing her mask. I've kind of relaxed a little bit, but when I'm in certain places and I hear somebody cough, and when I'm on a plane, I still wear one. I'm like, no, I'm wearing this. I'm not staying in this little tube for 2 hours and not wear a mask. All right, y'all. Also, what's important is in New York, top leaders from over 145 countries are convening this week as the United Nations opens its 78th session of the annual General Assembly. And there's a lot of people out there protesting for climate change. So that's happening as well. There's a lot of security. So if you're headed to New York or anything like that, know this week is going to be very interesting. Also from the White House. Now, y'all know by now I'm going to connect some dots, but I want y'all to pay attention to this. And then we have some other headline news that's coming up. More than 4 million student loan borrowers are enrolled in the new SAVE plan. Listen, Dr. Antoinette, you're going to laugh at this one because I thought about you when I was putting this together, sister. What's up, Deborah Sneed? What's up, Stephanie Beveridge Hall? Long COVID. Thank you, Karen. I was like, Ling, what is that? Long COVID. Good question. Good question. So y'all, the U.S. Department of Education, I want y'all to pay attention to this. The U.S. Department of Education today announced more than 4 million student loan borrowers are enrolled in the Biden-Harris administration, the new savings on valuable education. That's the SAVE plan. I got this straight from the White House, y'all. But I read all these pages because I have questions. All right, y'all. So it goes on to say, from day one of this administration, President Biden has focused on reducing the burden of student loan debt on working families, and we are not stopping now. So I must say this one thing for sure. He's not quitting. He said he promised that he's going to figure out a way to make this work. And then enrollment is quick and it's easy. So they said it takes less than 3 minutes to do this. Okay. And I went to check it out and it does. I didn't have any much to put in there, but it's like real simple questions when I looked at the application. All right. It says under the SAVE plan, a single borrower who makes less than about $15 an hour will not have to make any payments. Hello, somebody. So if you're out there and you have student loan debt and you make $15 an hour or less, complete that form because your payments are over. They're over. And then borrowers earning more above that amount would save more than $1,000 a year on their payments compared to the other IDR plans. The SAVE plan also ensures that borrowers never see their balance due grow to unpaid interest as long as they keep up with their payments, which means you're not going to get this interest, so you can knock this off faster. Y'all, it's just a way. It's just a way. Hester Jackson says it's so simple. It was scary. Listen, they doing what they can do. They're trying to help the people. Now, they said the new application is easy and quick. Most people only need about 3 minutes to complete it. The federal student aid chief operating officer, Richard Condrey, stated, he said borrowers can get their monthly payments calculated in real time, and they can choose to have their IDR application recertified automatically each year. Now, borrowers applying for the SAVE plan or other IDR plans will see their new payment amount before submitting their application. So before you submit the application, you will see it and you can decide if you want to do it or not. But why wouldn't you want to do it if you're saving money and you won't see the interest growing? I don't know why you would not want to do that. Now, here's the part that gets real interesting. They talk about this is a nationwide outreach campaign called Save on Student Debt in collaboration with leading grassroots organizations. We're one of those. I just thought I'd let y'all know that because I'm sitting here detailing it. We were added to that list. Hello, somebody. Y'all don't know. I've been working, okay? I've been working, making sure that all of you, all of our viewers here in News in Motion, all of our listeners get all of this amazing information. And I also ask questions like, what is this exactly? Can you speak to me about it? Now, the SAVE plans build on the work the Biden-Harris administration has already done to improve the student loan program and higher education more affordable. Now, y'all, $39 billion, that's with a B, for 804,000 borrowers. That's how many, through fixing historical inaccuracies in the IDR payment system for borrowers who earn forgiveness. So you're talking about those in public service. So listen, I want y'all to pay attention to this because I don't think we know some of the stuff is out here. If you are a public servant and you have student loan debt, if you're a pastor at a church, if you are working at a church as a lay leader, do y'all know y'all can go in there and submit a form and get the whole thing paid off? Hello, somebody. Did y'all know that? Did you know that? Now, you can't do it for your children. You can only do it for the person holding the loan. Okay. So, but y'all, stop being afraid to go to these sites. Stop being intimidated about going to these sites. You can go to studentaid.gov, studentaid.gov. If you can put that in there, Isaiah, that'd be great. Studentaid.gov. Y'all just take 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Take your lunch, eat your soup while you're reading the website to get an understanding of what's out there. We have to stop being afraid. Here's the other thing. I was talking to Devontae Goins about this on yesterday. I'm afraid that some of us will not go out to see what's out there because we have not completed our paperwork correctly. We have not answered the phone when the telephone rang, and we have not responded to the emails that we have received. Y'all, we have to stop being intimidated, stop being afraid, and do what you need to do. Marion said, love your glasses. Thank you. You look, my eyes are getting bad these days. And so we have to pay attention to some of this. And if you don't know what you're doing, let us know, and we will help connect you with somebody who may know what they're doing. I got a list of people that I could give to you. So, y'all, we have to step out there. But first, if you call me and say, can I get the list? No, did you call? Who did you call? Who did you, what site did you look at? What did they say? Because we're not going to do the work for you, but we'll do the work with you. So, y'all, we have to do better with this. $45.7 billion for 662,000 public servants through the improvement to public service loan forgiveness. That's the PSLF. That's the one I was just talking about. If you're a public servant, $10.5 billion for 491,000 borrowers who have a total and permanent disability. So if you have a disability, go on the site and get it cleaned off. Y'all, come on, this is out here. Where else are y'all getting this except at News in Motion? Let's just be real, okay? $22 billion for nearly 1.3 million borrowers who were cheated. Hello, somebody, by their schools, saw their schools closed or are covered by related court settlements. So just see if your school was in a court settlement. You can get some money. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. So then, now here's Dr. Internet. I hope you're tuning in. I got real nosy. Y'all know I'm getting nosy lately, so I got to connect some dots. So I said, where these millions of people coming from? I wanted to know. I said, where are they coming from for real? Okay, 4 million students, where are they coming from? Well, they gave us all the states, okay? And then I wanted to be nosy. I said, let me see which states outweigh the other. So I went to look for the GOP states. And I'm not going to read all of them. But I want y'all to know the GOP states have more people who have submitted through the SAVE program than those in the Democrat states. Yeah. hmm Aren't they the same people who took him to the Supreme Court to make sure there wasn't loan forgiveness? Let me just read a couple. Alabama has 63,500 borrowers who have completed the form. And they are 62% of the voting population who are GOP. Idaho, 25,100 borrowers who completed this and received it. Okay. That's the 63.8% voters who are GOP. Mhm. Kentucky, 60,300 borrowers who are GOP. Okay. 62.10% of the GOP voting average. Yeah. North Dakota, 7,500, but that's 65.10%. Oklahoma, 45,100, that's 65.40%. Again, I'm not reading all of them. South Dakota, 10,700. Tennessee, 91,800. I want y'all to get this one because I wanted to know. I wanted to know. Texas, the number of borrowers from Texas who have completed the form, 345,800. Hello, somebody. I'm like, what? Let me see if I can pull out Florida. Florida is not far behind. 291,100 borrowers. Okay, so y'all want to talk about the plans, but you're the ones using them. But also, it made me want to raise this question, everybody. So, the GOP, those who are registered as Republicans, who are applying for all of this available money, and the number when it comes to those who consider themselves a Democrat in the voting population, it comes back to why aren't we applying for what's available? What is it? And it's a very easy application. So is it a time thing? Is it that we're not aware of it? What's really going on? Is there a messaging problem within the administration? Dr. Antoinette says if your rep fought against it, it shouldn't be allowed in your state. Remember, they took them to the Supreme Court. Okay, remember there was a suit filed against the administration. That's why the other loan forgiveness program went out the window. But I'm sharing all of this, y'all, because it brings me back, and don't have time to go. There's like 8 pages of all of this. So I do have this information, and we're going to keep sharing it here on News in Motion. But it did raise the question for me: why aren't we applying for things? Why? I tried to break it down, and I'm not done. I'm still looking for it, and I have a email to the White House press corps. I want to find out the demographics. Like, I want to find out, can you give me the numbers because it's on there? Can you give me? There's a question mark on there. Can you give me those who are African American, those who are Latino, those who are Hispanic, those who are white? Can you break it down for me for male and female? I want to get an idea of the actual numbers to help us have a dialogue here as to why aren't we completing these forms? Why aren't we? The money's out here. Do y'all know how much money, and I have this number, the money that stays on the table each year when it comes to foundations who have available grant money? Y'all, the money that stays on the table is beyond $1 billion each year. $1 billion. That is with a B. Why aren't we applying for these things? Again, is it that we're not completing the correct forms when it comes to the Secretary of State's office? Are we doing a lot of fiscal agents? And even with that, we can still apply. So why aren't we? Is it that we're not completing the recommended or should I say the necessary paperwork to follow through? A lot we need to ask. Latrice Jones says, I'm not surprised GOP so busy trying to block and their own folks. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Dr. Antoinette says, by income, Rosanna Bivens says, these are people that only care about themselves than others. I bet they're not telling their fellow GOP members that they are tapped into it. And then Kim Edmondson says, I don't think people are aware. So if y'all don't think people are aware, you need to let them know. Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, podcast platforms, News in Motion, 7:25 a.m. Eastern live, or catch the replay, because we're dropping the nuggets here because we're really into building up the community. Okay. And then Regina Short says, I agree with Kim. I agree, Kim. People do not know. So there's a lot there for that. Now it's time, y'all, for some quick rundown of the headlines. To start things off, let's go to the Council on Foreign Affairs. In Afghanistan, the nonprofit International Assistance Mission in the United Nations are working to free 18 staffers. Now, notice there was just 10 freed between the U.S. and Iran. And now in Afghanistan, they're trying to free 18 staffers, including one international worker, after they were taken by Taliban authorities to Kabul. The nonprofit said on Saturday. That's coming from Associated Press. Yeah, the wartime Pope likely knew about Holocaust, letters revealed. A letter found in the private papers of a former Pope Pius, I believe that's how you say it, 7, informed him, this is from New York Times, that up to 6,000 people were being killed each day at a Nazi death camp in Poland. And an Italian newspaper revealed the Vatican's official position at the time was that it only had vague and unverified information about extermination efforts during the Holocaust. The Vatican activist who discovered the letter said he was 99% sure that the Pope did see it. The UN seeks humanitarian exemption from DR decision to close border with Haiti. The Dominican Republic, and I should have said that instead of just DR, announced last week that it would close all borders crossing with Haiti over a dispute regarding access to a shared river. In the USA Today, let's just say double-minded here, not this person. A House Minority Leader, Hakeem Jeffries, said House Republicans are in the middle of a civil war as they struggle to find consensus on how to approach government spending and avert a shutdown. Here's the double-minded part. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy intended to pass a defense spending bill, but he was forced to punt a vote to begin debate on a bill after conservatives threatened to tank the effort. Talk about double-minded. And the reason I'm bringing this up today, everyone, is for the mere fact that we're facing a government shutdown. Okay, hundreds and thousands of federal employees would be furloughed and government food assistance benefits would be delayed. So now we're talking more about food insecurity, people who will not be able to get their access to food. And now we're also talking about hundreds of thousands of federal employees being furloughed. So you're in a spot, and I want to say this here publicly for everyone who's listening. Why would you want a job and not do the job? You're the speaker. You should be the one in control of the House. Yet the House Freedom Caucus is in control over you. So nothing can get done. So if you're not giving them what they want, they're going to pout and they're going to threaten to overthrow you from the seat. Let them throw you out the seat. Seriously. Because then you would have to vote again as to who goes in that seat. Stop having your pride out there that you cannot just say, Matt Gaetz, I'm done with you. I'm not listening to this anymore. We have a country to run. We have people who are in the balance here. There's things that need to take place. Why would you want a job that you can't do the job? Because it's now being played out in public that you're pretty much weak. So you can't even stand up for the American people. Seriously. I would be done with it. I was like, hey, forget this. I'm out. Talk to former speakers to get an idea of what you should be doing and make sure you do the job or vacate the job. Just vacate it. Be done with it. Y'all, TechCrunch is reporting that X, formerly known as Twitter, owner Elon Musk on yesterday floated the idea that social media network, formerly known as Twitter, may no longer be a free site. Yeah, he was in a live stream conversation. This is a little scary. to be honest. He was in a live stream conversation with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Monday. So Elon Musk said the company was moving to a small monthly payment. Are you serious, dude? First of all, why are you interviewing the Israeli Prime Minister? And aren't there any legislation or something behind that to say you can't just go out here and have this conversation with somebody and talk about government entities and things that are going on between countries? Seriously? So yeah, that happened. So I guess he's going to start charging people. Donita says, I'm so tired and disgusted of politicians not working for their constituents. Me too. Y'all too. And USA Today reporting Hunter Biden fought back. He filed a federal lawsuit yesterday against the Internal Revenue Service, excuse me, for allegedly violating his privacy because two of the investigators revealed confidential information about his taxes. Well, his attorney came out, and when I heard this, I was like, yeah, I guess that is true. Well, two agents, they were being interviewed in front of Congress, as you will know. And this information went to 20 nationally televised interviews and public statements. Like full range of his documents and all types of information that's out there. So again, back to yesterday, we got to determine what's really happening right there. So with all of that I've shared today, you all, I do want to come back and talk about double-minded man, woman is unstable in all their ways. Now, double-minded people are easily swayed by doubt or uncertainty. Double-minded people hedge their bets, attempting to maintain a grip on both independence and dependence. A double minded person is divided when it comes to their interests, and a double minded person is being torn in two different directions. So, y'all, when we're talking about voting, when we're talking about our communities, when we're talking about the government, when we're talking about the news headlines that are out there, when we're talking about our everyday lives, we have a choice. Are we going to stick with what we believe in and ride that wave, regardless of what it's going to feel like in the moment, even when things become difficult or tough and you want to just jump ship? Or are you going to stay there? Or are you going to vacillate back and forth where people say, I don't know if I can trust them because today they're on this side and tomorrow they're on this side. One moment they're saying they're supporting this measure, the next moment they're saying they're supporting that measure. One moment they're saying they're going to help with student loans, the next moment they're not. One moment they said that they're not going to do anything with gun control, and the next moment they say they're trying to. One moment they're saying that the government is not going to shut down, but the next moment they're saying that it's going to. One moment they're saying it's about the constituents, but the next moment they're saying it's about them. That's a double-minded person. So every day of our life, we have to pay attention to what's really happening and what's going on around us. For example, transparent moment. One, and I'm sure y'all have noticed this since we returned in September. I am not shying away from not that I've ever really shied away from my faith, but if y'all notice, I started backing down, like giving the scripture references or doing things like that because people were saying, I'm tuning in, but I'm not a follower. I like your content, but I don't want to hear about Jesus. Well, guess what? I am all for Jesus. I am a Jesus follower, and I'm not going to compromise. I'm not going to be double minded. Now, is there a way to balance that? Yeah, of course, there's a way of balancing that. But if it's something that I need to say, or something that I'm prompted to say, or something that I have a discernment that I need, that I should share it, I cannot shrink back by that at all. Not at all. Not at all. Giving headlines are that's one thing. Giving you all the headlines, that is one thing. But then on the opposite side, let's break this down so that you have the fruit, that you have the knowledge, the wisdom, and the information that I'm sending off to you. If y'all notice, I backed away from that last year too, because people were writing in, oh, I'm so overwhelmed with all the details that you're giving. Well, guess what? That's what makes me stand apart, because I'm giving you the details. And I have people, I'll be honest with you all, I have people say, girl, you should charge for that. Well, I've come to the decision I cannot charge for a community because my heart is in giving you the information. Now, if you consult with me for something else, that's something different. But this information, like the student loan forgiveness, tomorrow I got some more information. And believe me, you want to be on here to hear about that. I'm going to give you everything you need. But the thing that I'm not going to do anymore is to hold your hand all the way through it. That's why I'm hitting back when I'm saying y'all need to read. We need to read. We haven't been reading. We need to read. We need to become more aware of what's out there and what's going on. You just can't take the information. When you hear something, go and Google it. See what's back to what I shared yesterday. People are like, who is Mr. Stellantis? No, it's Chrysler. It's Chrysler. It was so simple for you to Google that. Stop waiting on somebody to give you all the information. When you hear the information, run with it. Kim Edmondson says most politicians are double-minded. Well, there's that. There's that. I see Davia on here. What's up? Good morning, sis. Davia says Elon Musk works my nerves, but he's very powerful and therefore must be contended with. Listen, when I saw this release, I said, why are you in the middle of this? Who are you? Who gave you this platform to do these things? And I'm like, and y'all got to talk about stocks just for a moment, since I talked about option trading and stuff yesterday for the Black women's economic security piece that was at the round table at the White House. I wasn't there, but I was virtually listening to some of it. But I thought about that and I said, man, Elon Musk can run the market. He put something out there and stocks will just go one way. Like he put out there that he's doing the extenders for Honda and he's doing the extenders for Ford. This is for the electric vehicles. And he was putting that out there. Y'all, the stocks went up. And this is when his stocks was hitting bottom. He never hits bottom, but when they were decreasing, going down. Once they get to a certain point, and I'm getting ready to tell myself, when you look at the charts, every time he goes down, he shoots straight up. And it's like he's sitting back waiting to throw some news out there to get the stock back up. He's kind of brilliant. Now, I'm with you, David. He gets on my last nerves, but he's kind of brilliant. All right, y'all, that's all we have for today. Don't forget, you really want to join us tomorrow because I got some info that you want. Believe me, I have some information that you want. If it's not for you, I guarantee you there's somebody in your household you're going to want to share it with, or somebody in your circle of influence you want to share it with. All right, y'all, stay moving, and please always live your life abundantly. We're out.
Motion.